Has anything surprised you about the play as we've been working on?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that's great about this play is you hear so many things new, no matter how many times. I mean, how many of us have done, most of the cast has done the show a few times.
A few times, yeah.
Have you done it?
A few times.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Me too.
And from different angles, from directing it to being in different roles. So
yeah, it really amazes me what doing different roles than you've done before does for opening up the play.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You've never seen something from this point of view before.
Absolutely.
So it's difficult to stage, but very rewarding, you know, and it's asking the audience to revisit a story that everybody knows, but it's so enjoyable because it really has a wide spectrum to the story.
I guess, you know, I feel like you know Romeo and Juliet, but when you go to tell the story about Romeo and Juliet, you kind of go, there's a feud, and there are two people from either end of the feud that fall in love, and it doesn't end well. And I've really enjoyed finding all of the little quirks.
I've done this play before, and so working with a different ensemble, you know, we really feel like an ensemble of actors, you know, and we're really close. And from the first rehearsal, there was just a sense of play in the room, and that's what is mainly, that's the discovery I've made about the play.
I have been very surprised since we started working on this play at how I've done the play 3 other times, and my initial concern about doing it this 4th time was that I knew the story, that everybody knows the story. Why do people care about this story?
It's constant surprises, both from the choices that all the actors are making, and then the direction that we're going in. I really like the concept of the play.
Romeo and Juliet is hard.
It's really, really funny, and I enjoy that a lot.
And Shakespeare's really given us this really like vibrant, kind of elastic human story that's really just when you give into it, when you just give into the language and you give into the story and the characters and what's happening in the circumstances, the story of the play and the language just kind of takes you with it. So instead of worrying about how like well known this play is, you can kind of just trust and give into it, and that's what surprised me this time about it.
Yeah, the process revealed to me how difficult Romeo and Juliet is to perform and to create. I think many people think, oh, it's just Romeo and Juliet, or that's the play that I was required reading in school. But as a piece of theater, as art, it has everything in it. It has obviously the love and hate, those two central forces, at the middle of the story. But there's also comedy, and there's sex, and there's revenge, and pain, and there's fighting. There's dancing. It's such a far-reaching piece of theater.
And to be able to experience the love story and the fighting and the feud is just, I've just been really swept up by it, and I hope that everyone else will too.